students in if they end up showing up. So I'm Mr. Itchong, one of the counselors. So just keep in mind that for the Cal State app, it's open now for you to be able to start working on your application, putting in your information, and actually submitting to the schools. Also keep in mind that, let's say you apply to Cal State Fullerton, you can go back to your account and apply to some of the other Cal States all up until December 4th. So it's not like one fell swoop, okay? Some quick things, and then we'll go into the actual application, and I'll kind of walk you guys through that. All right, so here's the data from our Portola kids from last year. So this data is all on Naviance, so you can see all of this information through Naviance, which is a really awesome site. And so this can give you a good indicator of your chances of getting in. All right, so we have 100% for Maritime, 3 out of 3 for San Marcos. Hopefully this opens your eyes to some of the other Cal States that you may not have considered. And some of these can actually be considered your safety schools, depending on how your GPA is. And so real quick, I'm gonna actually go to Naviance to kind of show you guys how to navigate that. If you saw the College App Resource Guide, that will also show you how to navigate. But let's see, I will go Buster Bulldog. So you guys are lucky in that, our graduating class, our first graduating class went in blind. They didn't have any data like this. So you guys can benefit from the data that the class of 2020 has provided. Okay, let's see here. I think I get it. All right, so hopefully you guys can see Naviance. I'm loading up a mock student. So if I were to, let's type in Long Beach. Type in Cal State Long Beach. All right, I click on it. When I go to the page, when it loads. All right, so I'll see the cost, the acceptance rate, the college overlaps, and then here's the gold, okay? So you can see the middle 50% of accepted Portola students. This was their GPA range on average, okay? And then here's the average for the SAT and ACT. Benefit for you guys, for Cal States especially, they have suspended their admission of SAT and ACT. So this really wouldn't apply to you guys for this admission cycle. It's basically just your GPA. And then if you go to click on admissions, now you can get a chance to see how many have applied, how many got accepted, so that's pretty decent, and how many ended up enrolling into Cal State Long Beach. And then here, this is where once you log onto your Naviance account, you'll basically have a place for you to see where you stand. There'll be this little person right here, and then who got accepted, who got denied, and what their GPA was. So you can kind of get a sense for what my chances are if I were to apply. All right, so you can do that with all of our schools. Keep in mind that we might not have data for some of the Cal States just because students haven't applied there from last year's class. But very important information, okay? Moving on. All right, the eligibility index. So I know we mentioned this in our junior meetings, but I will go ahead and mention it again. This will help you figure out whether or not you meet minimum eligibility. And what that means is that for some schools, if you have a 3.0 or higher, I just mentioned this to Alex, you can guarantee admission essentially because you meet minimum eligibility by having a 3.0 or higher. So to give you an example, I'll go ahead and pull it up. So here's the eligibility index. Are you a California resident? Yes. Taking the SAT, that doesn't matter anymore. So if I put a 3.3, submit, all right, you qualify with any SAT or ACT score, okay? But if you're like at a 2.7 or 2.4, then it'll show you what you'll need in terms of the ACT and SAT for that, okay? And so with that said, if you are, let's see, choosing a campus, all right, to a virtual campus tour, choosing a degree, impacted majors and campuses. So this will help you determine whether or not, depending on what you major in, it will figure out whether or not, you know, if you meet minimum eligibility, you're in, or if you, let's see, click on it. Okay, so for these schools, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Fresno State, Fullerton, LA, Long Beach, San Diego State, and San Jose State, they're impacted across the board. So what that means is that even if you have a 3.0 or higher, it doesn't guarantee admission just because it's a more competitive Cal State, okay? But for some of the other ones, for example, so if I look at Chico State and I click on that, now I can see if I'm going to apply within these programs, then even if I meet minimum eligibility, then I'm not guaranteed. But if I'm applying to another major, then if I meet minimum eligibility, then I'm good to go. Okay, so if you look at Channel Islands, so as long as you're not in nursing and mechatronics, you can get in if you have a 3.0 or higher for that program. Whereas Fullerton, which is the more popular one, especially with our students, all undergraduate programs are impacted. So there's no guarantee. All right, and if you have any questions on that, then you can let me know. Other than that, make sure to check this out and balance your list that way. And then the impaction, kind of just a breakdown of what that means. Okay, some of this for Cal State eligibility. I don't think there are any majors that are impacted. So if you apply there, 3.0, you're in. All right, so one application, all right? So UCs have their own app. A lot of the private schools and out-of-state schools use a common app or coalition or their individual app. But for the Cal States, $55 fee per campus. If you qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 Cal States for free. Also, there's no need to submit official transcripts or AP scores when applying. Okay, so no need. So that's where you need to make sure that you self-report accurately. Okay, because what's going to happen is that, let's say Elizabeth gets into Fullerton, right? And they'll say, congratulations, Elizabeth, you got in. And if you commit to the school, Elizabeth would need to submit her transcript, her final transcript, showing all her senior grades and all of her classes on there. So if they find out that there is a grade that isn't what she self-reported, then that can actually rescind her application and she will not be able to attend. So once again, triple check that all your grades are accurate and no need to submit any AP scores or transcripts, all right? And so with the Cal State, as I mentioned, they're suspending the use of SAT and ACT exams. So unfortunately, you would not even have the opportunity to submit any scores if you had them, okay? GPA slide, okay. So, oh, the GPA slide. So let's see. If you go to, I'll type it in. All right. Next, all right. So as you, hopefully, if some of you have already created an account, they're going to ask you for the CASP assessment. Due to COVID, none of our seniors did take the CASP. So that's something that you would want to make sure to mark down. I did not complete the CASP assessment. That's mainly used for any placement purposes in classes. So no need to worry about that. Also, all right, for both the UCs and Cal States, only include your A through G academic courses. So therefore, no need to include health, PE, driver's ed, because those are considered non-academic courses, okay? Also, only include honors designation if it's a weighted course at Portola. So for example, honors American history, enhanced math 3, honors pre-calc, since they're weighted courses for us, you would indicate those as honors classes on the Cal State app, all right? So if it's an honors 9th grade class, you would not put it in as an honors course, okay? All right, so another question, is marching band considered PE or VAPA? It's considered PE. Okay, so good question, but you should have already gone to the corresponding band or orchestra, so that would have counted for your year of VAPA. Okay. If you completed courses in 7th or 8th grade to fulfill A through G requirements, so this gets kind of confusing, right? So let's say you took Math 1 or Spanish 1 in 8th grade. What you would need to do is just put down those classes within your 9th grade academic year and within 9th grade. So that's how you would go ahead and report those classes. And we'll go over that when I give you a walkthrough of the application. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the application itself. And yes, Neha, the honors designation rule also applies for UCs. Okay, whereas the difference with the Common App is that you're reporting your classes exactly how it shows up on your transcript. So, you know, everything in terms of the wording, if it's an honors class, you can mark it down as an honors class, but for the Cal States and UCs, it's only our weighted A through G courses. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. So as for Andrew, let me show this data so you guys can get an understanding of how our class of 2020 did, and then I will go ahead and pull up my Cal State Apply application. And remember, you can find all this data on Naviance. So if you go on each individual Cal State, you can search this data. Let's see. All right, so moving on. And I'm recording this session, so I should be able to provide the workshops for all 3 of the Common App, UCs, and this one this week for you guys to check out. So if I click on incoming first time freshman, apply for fall 2021. Come on, come on. Yes, I mean, so for the Common App, you add PE, health, basically everything that is showing on your transcript, you put down, okay? Come on. Any other questions, guys, while this is loading? Oh my God. Let's try it again. Dude, what? Is everyone applying to Cal State right now all at once, or what? What's the dealio? Let me try. Let me try another web browser to see if I have better luck. Yes, good question, Elizabeth. There is a list of courses honors courses that are, oh my God. Okay, so everyone, oh, it works again. Never mind. Okay. Jeez. I was trying out, what should I call it? Microsoft Edge, and I thought that I would have to switch over, but I do not. So on the release statement, this is where you would put down that I did not attend a high school in California or did not complete the CASP assessment due to COVID, okay? So just make sure to check mark that box. All right, contact information, this should be pretty self-explanatory. Okay, phone, email, your citizenship, okay. Race and ethnicity, go ahead and put that down. Parent and guardian information, okay, so this is where you need to check with your parents on this information, okay, because they will be having to also put down the financial information. Social Security, so all of you should have your Social Security memorized by now. Statewide student ID, okay, so you'll also need this for the UCs as well. You can find this on your areas. So it's under state student ID, okay? So state student ID, this is not your long ID, this is your state student ID, okay? And then to language proficiency. Really, Neha? Let me see. Let me see if you're lying. I feel like you're lying. Hold on. Can anyone else see their state student ID on theirs? Checked yesterday, okay. So maybe you're not a Portola student then, Neha. You've been erased. Let's see. Neha. Yeah, I see it. Okay, so I will privately send you your state student ID. So Neha, boom. All right. So good academic standing. Any infractions? We're gonna make sure that you put everything as accurately as possible. If you want to become a teacher, you can mention that. Okay, so if this is for low income students, and so for CalFresh, and then California Promise, if you're interested in graduating within 4 years, I think that'd be a great idea to press yes. Financial and parent information. So this is where your parents would need to submit this information. Okay, so let's say none of this applies to you. Household size, let's say there are 3 of you, and then your gross income from 2019. So ask your parents about this information. Biographic information. Okay, so next part of it, so there are 4 parts. So if I go back to my application, academic history, you can put down all the high schools you attended. And then if you are an IVA student, you would put down San Joaquin High School as another school. If you took an online course like UC Scout, you would also add UC Scout as a school that you attended. For colleges you attended, you can put down, right? I went to IVC, took a class there over the summer. High school coursework. This is where you can put down, right, your information, okay? So as you can see right here, right, I can put down that in 8th grade, I took my Math 1, right? So Math 1, and then course type none, and then you got A, boom, okay? And then after that, you can also add in a grade level. So now you can go ahead and put down grade level, 9th grade, all right? And then once again, as I mentioned, right, it'll be the same year as 8th grade. So I know that seems kind of weird because, wait a minute, I took this in JTMS. It doesn't matter. So if it's 8th grade, just put down Portola High School, put down the same year as 9th grade, okay? And then click on here, and then you're gonna want to put in all of your classes as you see it on your transcript, okay? Let's see, you will take in spring. Okay, so yeah, for any community college classes, all right, you press start. All right, now you add a semester. Okay, so you can senior. Oh. Okay, and then add the course, right? Bio 101. What is the course title? Which subject was it? How many credits you got? Right, your grade, and if it's transferable. Okay, and then you'll be able to see that within IVC, for example. It'll tell you if whether or not it is transferable. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it will also, good question, Neha, will also allow you to put down which courses are planned for you to take. It just seems like it only gives you, oh, you know what? Actually, never mind. The reason why it only gives me the 2020 right here is because I listed that I've attended till 2020. So what you want to do is you want to put down that it's until 2021. So anticipate when you're planning on finishing the course. So I'm answering Neha's question with regards to if would you put down IVC courses that you'll take in spring semester. So that'll be spring 2021. Make sure that when you put down your community college that you put down that the end date of the day or the end date of the class you plan on taking spring semester. Does that make sense? All right. Change is not saved. It's okay. Oh, wait. Do I need to save it? Okay, let me just delete this. All right, so this would be very important, guys. So make sure, right, the A through G, this is where it makes it a little bit more of a pain in the butt because you have to make sure that, okay, what counts for what again? And then to answer Elizabeth's question with regards to where can I look up what counts for what, you can by typing A through G course list. So by doing that, I go to A through G course list. I will type in Portola and Irvine, click on course list. And then here it will tell you, okay, bam, here's the whole roadmap of what counts for what. And then also which courses are given the weighted bonus point. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand which ones are weighted and which ones are not. So as you can see right here, Honors LLA is not, whereas Identity and Agency is. Okay, and then just make sure to indicate that here, update A through G courses. So when you click on that, once you put in all of your classes, you click here and then it sometimes automatically puts it in for you. Sometimes it's blank. So let's say, you know, oh yeah, this counts as the math. You just make sure that everything is coding correctly, okay? So for your physical science, that would be either your chemistry or your physics. Biological science, you cover that with your living earth, okay? So have that all set, okay? So, yep, no need to do this part. And then if you want to add a program, click here to kind of backtrack a little bit. You can go ahead and select the program that you're interested in, okay? And then it'll show you, you can go ahead and search here. So I want to apply to Fullerton. All right, and now I'm able to see all of the majors that are offered, okay? And then that's that. So if I go back here, academic history, you covered that. Supporting information. This is where it's just really, really nothing more in terms of your extracurricular activities. So it's whether or not you completed any of these educational programs to assist you. Work information, the average hours you've worked, and extracurriculars, average number of hours. So it's not really revealing at all. It just, you know, did you hold leadership position? Okay, sure. And then you save and continue after you put in all that information, okay? But that's for the EOP program. And then program materials. This is where, okay, I'm applying to Cal State Bakersfield, Cal State Fullerton. When I click on it, it'll give me more details. Okay. All right, deadline December 4th. All right, make sure sometimes, you know, make sure it's face-to-face if that's the option you want to go with. And then once you have everything submitted, all right, 140, pretty costly. And then it'll show you whether or not you've completed all the steps to be able to submit these applications. Then you can go ahead and press submit from there. Okay, and then you can check the status of your applications and where you're at here. And you can actually download the PDF of your application after you submit it. Okay, so pretty straightforward, guys. There are no essays involved, and you don't need to submit an SAT or ACT, so just fill this out, this information. It literally takes about 45 minutes to complete the whole process. Some of you guys were rushing to finish this, which is great, because then you can focus on your UCs and your essays for your other schools. But don't rush to the point where you're making mistakes on your application, especially the coursework, because that's where, right, it could kind of get a little bit tricky with the A through G matching to make sure that you are matching everything correctly and that you meet the A through G requirements, okay? So with that said, if you can go ahead and unmute yourself, you can type it in the chat. If you have any miscellaneous questions, you have me for a little bit longer. You can start now. Any questions, guys? Did I answer everything? Oh man, SSID. Okay, sure. I have, oh, whoa. Confidential information. Okay, hold on. Anything else, guys? So that pretty much covers it. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. Hold on.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So are we just going to be inputting all our grades A through G requirements and like the IVC classes, or do we ever need to request for transcript to submit to the CSUs?
Nope, we don't need to request any transcripts to submit to the CSUs. You're self-reporting everything.
Okay, so, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if there's anything else Andrew mentioned. That's live other Cal State. Anything else? Any other questions? Acceptance rates. Oh, wait, for the Cal State apps, is there a place to put summer courses I took? Okay, so, all right, so do not put, there is a place to put in summer courses that you took. Remember, you don't need to put in health or driver's ed. Those are non-academic, non-A through G courses. All right, so when you click on here, high school coursework, you can go ahead and add any summer courses that you took, okay? Anything else? Bridge course from that. Okay, so good question. What about the bridge course from Math 2 to Math 3 before freshman year? Nope, that's not considered an A through G course. You can always verify it here. It doesn't show up on here. So if it doesn't show up on here, guys, then you can most likely assume that it is not an A through G course. However, sometimes I know that classes are coded differently depending on the year, but you can always check to see based off the year. So let's say, you know, something, a course changed, you can go back to the freshman year courses and then you can figure out, okay, what was offered during the 2018-2019 school year. And then I'll go ahead and copy and put this in the chat for you guys. So you guys have access to the A through G course list. It's super, makes it a lot easier to make sure that you are recording everything correctly.